Good morning. Welcome to a Homespun house. My name is Molly, and I will be chatting with you today about the things going on surrounding a homespun house, as well as all of the things that I have been knitting. So today I'm going to start with the things that I've been knitting. There have not been a lot, just simply because we just moved to America. And we've been here for quite a while, but every week and every day has been very full. Can we just take a look though at the scenery behind me? I wake up to this every single morning. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen quite a bit of just the surroundings here. It's so beautiful. The girls can go swimming whenever they want. Of course, the weather has to be great for that, which it generally has been most of the time. It's been very warm. We've had weather in the 30s Celsius. I think it's been between 85 and about 100 degrees. Yesterday it was very warm. Fahrenheit. Yesterday it was 33 degrees in the shade. So it's just been so lovely being with family and friends and just really this view. So the things that I have been knitting on are two projects currently. And the first one is the socks that I'm knitting out of a homespun house yarn in our electric feel colorway. This is our soft sock base, and I have one finished. I have absolutely no memory as to how much I completed in the last podcast. So I have one sock finished. I decided to do these just, not as long at all as my normal socks. And I'm thinking that these might be for Elodie 2019, the fall of 2019. I knit these for myself, but she has fallen in love with them so much that I think that these have to be hers. This is the sock. I knit this on Haya Sharps, 2mm needles, 64 stitches, and I did a heel flap and gusset on those. The next one I have in my super sweet little bobbins, DPN Cozy. Oh, by the way, I brought these with me while I was knitting, while we were flying to America, and on the first flight, these needles were taken away from me. They told me that had we used bamboo needles or some sort of wooden needles, it would have been perfectly fine, which is pretty frustrating because on their guidelines for the company that we were flying with, they said that you could use knitting needles. It did not specify what kind of knitting needles or what they needed to be made out of. However, they told me that had they been out of wood, which I've heard, I know the Hayas are so sharp and kind of ridiculous looking, but had they been made out of wood, that I could have indeed taken them with me. So this is Electric Feel Soft Sock, and then here I have a really sweet Simply Serving stitch marker. So all of our neighbors are out, so that's kind of why I'm looking around back and forth. And we have a man fishing behind me, just probably staring and listening, but that's okay. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun to work on. I'm really enjoying knitting these. I'm pretty close to the part where I will be doing the foot. The next thing that I have been knitting on is my Plumati shawl by Melody of Bee Mandarines, and this is just the most meditative knit ever. I cannot even tell you how much I enjoy knitting on this. So this project calls for 2 skeins of the main color yarn, and then it calls for 1 skein of the contrasting colorway. And I'm using again a homespun house yarn. This is our gold stellina base, fresh sheets colorway, and I paired it with a mohair just because I love mohair. It adds such a fantastic texture. If you haven't knit with it yet, along with a fingering weight yarn or any weight of yarn, I could not recommend it more. I feel like in America it's so much easier knitting with mohair yarns and just knitting in general because we have air conditioning inside all day, so it makes it really easy for knitting on those yarns that can tend to get sticky. I could have never knit on this if we were in Berlin. Never. I couldn't have. My hands would have been too sticky, it would have been too warm, and it just wouldn't have worked. So that's out of our Fresh Sheets colorway, and now I'm on to the contrasting edges, and I'm knitting that out of our Rose Gold colorway, and this again is in gold stellina and mohair silk. So I can't wait to start that contrast border. So I'm really enjoying knitting the Plumati. It's garter stitch, it's eyelets, and I think that now adding that rose gold colorway, I honestly could have knit this quite a bit more just because it was so so relaxing. I feel like I could pick it up anytime that I want. The eyelet rounds, I've mentioned this before, they're so sporadic and they don't happen that often. You have a bit of knitting time in between, especially once the shawl gets to be a little bit bigger, where you can just knit garter stitch for days. That it's just really, really enjoyable. And I know that the side edge is going to be the same exact. So the next thing that I've been working on is a doll. And it's kind of funny that I feel like I have to say it quietly. If you didn't notice, I said a doll. I'm out here alone. I mean, like I said, my neighbors are here, but it's a gift for my daughter, Elodie. And she will be starting school this year. We're having a big party for her, and we're making a Schultüte, which I'll probably share with you as we make it. It's like a big cone that you fill with just little gifts. And so her big gift that she's getting in there is a Waldorf doll. I made one for my youngest daughter for her birthday, and Elodie, my oldest daughter, loves it so much and asks me all the time if I can make her a Waldorf doll as well. A fish just jumped out of the water. And you can hear somebody's boat behind me, so I hope that that doesn't distract you. Anyway, so I'm making her a doll. I have the arms filled, the legs filled. I still have to fill the belly, but I have to wait to finish her face until I do that. So let me just share that with you really quick. So I've put the nose on her, and her nose is a little bit bigger than Ruby's. Not much, but it's definitely a little bit more pronounced. I've sewn the top of the head, and now I have to do her eyes, her mouth, her cheeks. And she is going to have, I don't know if any of you can remember the doll that I sewed for Ruby, my youngest daughter, but this doll is going to have this color of hair. So let me just try and put her little wig on. She's going to have very, very white, blonde, very Scandinavian looking doll. These kits are made by Claudia, who is Puppe Berlin. I've talked about her a lot. She's the one who I took the class with where I made Ruby's doll for her. And she made a doll with this same color of hair named Ida. And Ida was just so sweet and beautiful, and she had these long braids. I definitely will be putting braids on her, but you don't add the length of the hair until after the wig is sewn on to the doll. So, and the face is finished and everything. So that's kind of the last thing that you do for the doll, is add any sort of length that you want. But it's so fun seeing them come to life, and I feel like one of the really magical things in doll making is making the face. So fantastic. So then once this is finished, I'll just cut this little bit off and stick her head in and pin it down and sew it in, and she's so sweet. I can't wait for her to be finished. Well, so there's just kind of a little idea of how cute she's going to be. So I hope that I picked a good hair color for her. I have 2 more doll making kits, and those will be, I'm pretty sure, Christmas gifts for both of our girls. So that's been a lot of fun to make, and I've kind of been staying up late some evenings and just doing different little parts of the doll, and she's coming along. There was a time when I was a little bit nervous because we've been so busy that, you know, what if I don't get her finished before Elodie starts school? It was something that I really wanted to make, and I've made it so that it needs to happen before she starts, so that she can get it. She's just been asking so much. I've had a lot of questions about when a homespun house will be starting up. We will be, most likely, it's so difficult to say because we're moving into our new home in the end of August, and I cannot give you an exact start date, but I'm guessing that it will be in September. Currently in the shop we have a Homespun House advent calendars, which I am so excited about. I'm excited about them every single year, and it makes me so happy to know that so many of you are looking forward to getting them. They're so much fun to dye up and just listen to Christmas music, because I'm one of those people who I enjoy Christmas so long before Christmas starts. Christmas for me is just this intense, happy, light-filled feeling, and to get the joy of listening to Christmas music and dyeing up a few Christmas colorways and dyeing up other fun colorways that I know that you get to open every single day leading up to Christmas Day. And if Christmas isn't a holiday that you not necessarily celebrate, any other holiday or just the pure holiday winter season, Advent calendars can be great for. And living in Germany for so long, we lived there for 10 years, Advent is such a huge thing, and it's something that we will definitely continue to carry on while we're here. So to share that with so many other people through making a calendar and packaging everything up, it's for me just a really, really special thing. I enjoy doing it for my children. I enjoy doing it for my family. So to be able to extend that to you guys just feels pretty great. Moving has been really, really great. Just spending time with family, spending time with my mom, spending time with my grandma. It was her birthday this Thursday. She turned 85, Grandma Sue. I wish I could have spent it with her. She was 4 hours away from where we are. I can't wait until she gets home, because she gets home today, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing her. I think we're going over tomorrow for a while to visit, and that will just be a lot of fun. Now that things are slowing down a bit more, it's a lot easier to spend time with people outside of my parents. My mom and I have been going to yoga. It's a new thing. I had never done yoga before. It has been so much fun. So we've been having just a really great time going there and just spending time together. We're slowly adjusting to living in America. So far the life has been very calm but very busy, like I said. At the same time, we're really looking forward to seeing what the new year for us brings. I'm happy to chat with you guys. I can't wait to have more time to work on projects, but what life has been giving me has been pretty great, and the busyness has been pretty great. All of the swimming, all of the everything that we've been doing that comes along with moving and moving your life and moving everything. I look forward to chatting with you guys later. See you on Instagram, because I'm doing stories all the time. Bye.